Have you ever wondered who the most powerful bureaucrat in India is? Let's take a moment to delve into the labyrinth of Indian administration. At the heart of this complex system lies bureaucracy, a term that might sound daunting, but in reality, it's the backbone of any well-functioning government. Bureaucracy, in essence, is a system of administration marked by hierarchical authority, job specialization, and fixed rules. It is the machinery that keeps the wheels of governance in motion. Now let's bring our focus to India, a country of over 1 billion people, where bureaucracy plays a pivotal role in ensuring smooth governance. Here, the bureaucracy is not just about maintaining law and order, but also about implementing policies, managing public services, and driving the nation's development agenda. At the zenith of this intricate bureaucratic structure in India, there's a position that holds immense power and influence, known as the Cabinet Secretary. The Cabinet Secretary is considered the topmost bureaucrat in the Indian administrative system. But who is this Cabinet Secretary and why should we care about this role? Well, the Cabinet Secretary is the principal advisor to the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. They are responsible for coordinating between different departments of the government and ensuring that the Prime Minister's directives are implemented efficiently. They act as the bridge between the political leadership and the administrative machinery of the country. In a country as diverse and vast as India, the role of the Cabinet Secretary becomes all the more crucial. They are the ones ensuring that the policies made at the top reach the grassroots. It's their responsibility to make sure that the intentions of the political leadership translate into actions that benefit the people of India. So, the Cabinet Secretary is a key player in the Indian bureaucracy. But what exactly does this role entail? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the world of the Indian Cabinet Secretary, unearthing the power, responsibilities, and the significance of this important position in our upcoming segments. To understand the role of the Cabinet Secretary, we need to take a step back and look at the history. The post of the Cabinet Secretary was created in the year 1950, shortly after India's independence. This was a period of transformation, a time when India was striving to establish its own democratic governance structure. Amidst this backdrop, the Cabinet Secretary's role was conceived, serving as a pivotal link between the political leadership and the administrative machinery. Over the years, the responsibilities and significance of the Cabinet Secretary have evolved. In the early days, the role was primarily advisory, offering counsel to the Prime Minister and the Cabinet on administrative matters. However, as the complexity of governance increased, so did the Cabinet Secretary's role. Today, the Cabinet Secretary wears multiple hats. One key responsibility is to advise the Prime Minister on various issues, providing an unbiased perspective to aid decision-making. The Cabinet Secretary also plays a crucial role in coordinating between different ministries. In a country as diverse and complex as India, ensuring synergy among numerous ministries is no small feat. It requires a deep understanding of each ministry's workings, the ability to negotiate, and a knack for problem-solving. But the role doesn't stop there. The Cabinet Secretary is also the government's chief crisis manager. In times of national emergencies or crisis situations, the Cabinet Secretary takes the helm, coordinating efforts across ministries and ensuring that the government's response is swift and effective. This evolution of the Cabinet Secretary's role reflects the evolving needs of governance in India. It is a testament to the adaptability of India's administrative machinery and the importance of this key position in the functioning of the country. The Cabinet Secretary's role has grown in importance over the years, and today it is a critical part of the Indian administrative machinery. So we've learned about the history and responsibilities of the Cabinet Secretary. But how does this role impact the functioning of the Indian government? Well, let's start with policy making. The Cabinet Secretary is the linchpin in this process, sitting at the fulcrum of the wheel. It's through the Cabinet Secretary that the ideas and perspectives of the entire cabinet are funneled, distilled, and presented to the Prime Minister. This means that the Cabinet Secretary has a profound influence on the shape and direction of the policies that ultimately get implemented. But it's not just about policy making. The Cabinet Secretary also plays a critical role in decision making. They're the one who ensures that all voices within the cabinet are heard, that there's a fair and balanced debate on all matters. The Cabinet Secretary is the maestro, conducting the orchestra of opinions and ideas, and ensuring that the music of governance is harmonious and melodious. Now, Imagine for a moment the complexity of the Indian bureaucracy. It's a vast, intricate machine with countless cogs and gears. The Cabinet Secretary is the key operator of this machine, ensuring that it runs smoothly and efficiently. They are the one who ensures that the instructions of the Prime Minister and the Cabinet are accurately and effectively translated into action. The role of the Cabinet Secretary also extends to communication. They are the vital link between the Prime Minister, the Cabinet, and the bureaucracy. The Cabinet Secretary ensures that there's clear, effective communication between these different parts of the government. They are the one who makes sure that everyone is on the same page, that there's no confusion or misunderstanding. In essence, the Cabinet Secretary is the power behind the throne, the unseen hand that guides the ship of the Indian government. They're the one who ensures that the government functions as a cohesive, coordinated unit. Without the Cabinet Secretary, the government would be like a ship adrift at sea, directionless and chaotic. As you can see, the Cabinet Secretary plays a pivotal role in the Indian government, making it a position of immense power and responsibility. Now that we've delved into the role and power of the Cabinet Secretary, let's take a closer look at a day in the life of this top bureaucrat. Imagine the crack of dawn, and the Cabinet Secretary is already up, armed with a steaming cup of chai and a pile of files. His day begins with a review of the most pressing issues at hand, from internal security concerns to economic policies. There's no typical day in this role. The challenges are as diverse as India itself. Once the morning briefings are done, the Cabinet Secretary dives into a series of meetings. These gatherings aren't just with fellow bureaucrats, mind you. There might be discussions with the Prime Minister, interactions with international delegates, or consultations with experts from various fields. The Cabinet Secretary is the bridge between the administrative machinery and the political leadership, ensuring that the wheels of governance are turning smoothly. After a quick lunch often consumed at the desk, the Cabinet Secretary is back to the grind. The afternoon might be spent coordinating between different ministries, ironing out any issues and ensuring that everyone is on the same page, from health to finance. From defense to education, the Cabinet Secretary has a bird's-eye view of all the ministries and their workings. And then there's the decision-making. The Cabinet Secretary's decisions can have far-reaching consequences for the country. Whether it's a policy implementation or a diplomatic negotiation, the Cabinet Secretary's expertise and judgment play a pivotal role. Even after office hours, the work doesn't stop. The Cabinet Secretary might be found poring over reports, preparing for the next day's agenda, or even handling a crisis situation. It's a role that demands round-the-clock commitment and an unwavering dedication to the nation. From coordinating between ministries to advising the Prime Minister, the Cabinet Secretary has a packed schedule that demands a high level of expertise and commitment. And that, my friends, is just a glimpse into a day in the life of India's top bureaucrat. So, what have we learned about the role and importance of the Indian Cabinet Secretary? Well, we've discovered that the Cabinet Secretary is the linchpin of the Indian administration. They serve as the chief advisor to the Prime Minister and the Cabinet, acting as a bridge between the political leadership and the civil services. This individual plays a vital role in maintaining the balance between these two powerful entities, ensuring that the government's wheels keep turning smoothly. The Cabinet Secretary is in a unique position to influence the nation's policy making. They coordinate the activities of various ministries and departments, ensuring a cohesive approach to governance. They're involved in shaping the national agenda, often working behind the scenes to ensure that policies are implemented effectively. The Cabinet Secretary's influence extends beyond policymaking. They are also tasked with managing crises and coordinating responses to national emergencies. This is a role that requires a keen understanding of the country's socio-political landscape, the ability to make swift decisions, and the tenacity to navigate the complexities of bureaucracy. Don't forget about the day-to-day responsibilities of the Cabinet Secretary. They oversee the administration of the government, manage the civil service, and ensure that the Prime Minister is briefed on important matters. The Cabinet Secretary also plays a crucial role in the appointment of key civil servants, shaping the future leadership of the Indian administration. The Cabinet Secretary's role is no sinecure. It requires a deep understanding of the Indian governance system, a high level of diplomatic skills, and the ability to handle pressure while making important decisions. It's a role that demands dedication, integrity, and a commitment to public service. In summary, the Cabinet Secretary is the most powerful bureaucrat in India, their influence permeating every aspect of governance. They ensure that the government functions smoothly, coordinating the activities of various departments, influencing policy making and managing crises. The Indian Cabinet Secretary, the most powerful bureaucrat in India, ensures the smooth functioning of the government machinery, making it a role of paramount importance in our nation's administration.